Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year. You cannot get rid of me no matter how hard you try. I am here to take your 12 political questions at 12 noon Chicago time. Hello from Chicago. And I take them out of the chat. The first come, first serve. If you're anything that's in all caps is how you communicate with me. Other than that, just please type normally when you're talking to anybody else. Just keeps things a little clearer so I know when to pay attention, and because people have whole conversations and are really supportive of each other. And thank you for that. Speaking of supportive, we have got epic troll slayers. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Questions are first come, first serve. I am not mad at anybody. I do not skip anybody. I'm not like, oh, I don't want your question, or oh, this person. No. Your questions are very important to me, and I really do. I really do. It hurts if you feel like I've hurt you. You feel like I've blown you off. I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I've got far too much water in my chart. I feel your pain, and I do not want to hurt. I know what pain feels like, and I do not want to hurt you. So, all right, 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And thank you, White Dragon. And yeah, I guess we can just kind of jump in. If you're watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box, or if you're watching during the live, go down the description box. I've got your questions laid out there. If you're watching on replay, you can just click on the timestamps and go to exactly what you're interested in and skip everything that you're not. So it makes it easier. Kind of, I don't even know about this and that and that. But I'm done. So you always have options. So, okay. I think that's about it. Yeah. All right. This is a spiritual practice for me, and for a lot of the people here, that we believe there is a collective energy, and that our souls are pieces, small pieces of the divine, all of ours, everyone's, and that we are always connected, and we are forever connected, and it's possible to just energetically move around that, and but it's not, this is not science. This is not 100% accurate. This is not psychic Griswelda who knows all. No, that's not how this works. And it's usually, if you want to really, if you want a better idea, it's usually a consensus among readers is what's most likely to happen. But that is how we do around here. And for those who just don't have these kind of spiritual beliefs, it's just entertainment. It really is, and certainly no harm intended. So, all right. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Fi. Okay, likes the red nails. Thank you. These are my favorite set. I think I wear these the most. So, all right. George, I have my questions for today, but I know that Cash was asking. Cash is being asked about that. Is Epstein still alive? I don't get that at all, but we will cover that because it needs. I also want to talk about something I talked about with him before, so I'll just tack that on. But okay. Susan, why? Okay, I like Susan. I like your question too. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it today, because I do have my questions for today. But I'm literally here every day of the year, weekends, weekdays, holidays, my birthday, your birthday. I'm always here, and it's first come, first serve. So, all right. There are a couple of questions today. I don't feel like I have all the information, or I don't quite understand, but. Ellie, let me look at the astrology chart of the U.S. and I'll have to remember to come back through the chat and grab that so I can make a note. Maverick, why don't I zip over there right now? Nope, not there. U.S. is in a difficult period. Okay, I'm going to make a note I'll copy that down here and make a note so I can look at this and report back tomorrow about the astrological chart. Ellie is pointing out, you said the U.S. is in a difficult period due to its astrological chart. When will America's chart move out of this period? Please give a specific time, years or months. It's going to be several years, but we will get through it. One other thing I wanted to mention. Now, you know I don't like extremes. I really don't. I believe drama belongs in fiction. I don't want to live it. I don't encourage it. I'm not big on conspiracy theories. I might be a tarot card reader on YouTube. That may be part of what I do, but I don't like conspiracies, and I do not want to foment panic. I think that's ridiculous. Having said that, I'm going to say something, I'm going to tell you something anecdotally, totally anecdotally, that is not a big deal. Matter of fact, I'm making a bigger deal of it just by putting all these caveats ahead, but I want to make it clear to you guys. The world is not ending. We're not going back to 2020 or worse. There are going to be these little bumps that are going to come along as the economy is coming back online. It's going to take several years for this to really work, and there are going to be some bumps. And I have mentioned, do, if possible, and I know some of you can't, but if possible, just maybe get one extra thing at the grocery store, or one extra thing of toilet paper, one extra thing of shampoo. Just a little bit here or there, okay? I heard anecdotally that, I know that there's being a temporary disruption in paper supply. Not necessarily toilet paper, but printed paper, like books. Book. I need a book. Hang on. Here. Here's a good book. Very good book. Highly recommend it. This kind of paper. And big publishing houses are having trouble sourcing paper. So that's just something that's happening in the industry. This morning I heard anecdotally that there may be a slight disruption in some cat food. Some people somewhere are having a little bit of trouble getting the exact kind of cat food they want. All right, do not panic. That is not what this is. I'm just throwing it out there because a friend of mine told me. So I was like, okay. So I just ordered a little extra. It'll get here. I'll put it in I have a couple of little racks in the basement that I just store a little extra. They're not massive racks. They're not, it's just a little. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And there are going to be some disruptions, but they're just bumps. They're just bumps. Okay? That's all this is. All right. No, Steve, there's no knowing. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. That I'm just mentioning it because I know that I get very protective of my knuckleheads, and I was not blessed with children, and I have a Cancer moon, and if I was ever around any of you, I'd be like, would you like some waffles? Can I get you some ice cream? Would you like some cocoa? Can I get you some good coffee? Are your toes warm? Would you like? I've got a throw. That's my nature. That's what I do. I have to be very careful who I let close to me because I will just keep giving and giving and giving and giving. So I just wanted to mention that. Ellie says my mom is a Cancer moon. Is she like that? Is she like that too? Susan says, yes, I've had trouble getting the specific brand or flavor my kitties love. Yeah. Okay. This is not the end. Oh, Electra said another reader said she ordered some extra cat food from her guides, telling her to stock up on her cat's favorite food because I might be short. Okay. Thank you, RCN. Apple's ocean pate, that's what he likes. Oh, yeah. Pate. He won't, well, the one won't eat any soft food and the other one will only eat pate. Only. Steve says, my mom has been distressed for weeks. The grocery has been out of butterscotch. Does Steve's mom need butterscotch? Do we need to, Steve, if this is a butterscotch emergency, because isn't your mother in her 90s? And Steve's mom is important around here. Anyway, Michael says, my parrots love nuts. Oh, that's nice. And there was somebody who came through and was talking about growing your own and being more self-sufficient. Yeah, well, in theory. In reality, I'm vegan and I don't eat any animal products, and cats they specifically have to. And actually, cat food and dog food it's formulated with certain things in it, and you can't actually even switch back and forth. And if humans ate dog food or cat food for an extended period of time, they'd get sick. And so there's some dogs, because they're more omnivores, they can eat natural food. With cats, it starts getting a little more dicey. And what they eat in the wild and how, and it shortens their lifespans and all kind of ugly stuff. And my internet's complaining that it's not doing so well. I have a technician for the 4th try, hopefully coming out tomorrow morning to go to the poll. Yes, they were supposed to be out here 3 times before and never showed. I'm not pleased. Okay, we'll get there. Grandma says there are empty shelves at the Dollar General. Okay. Okay. Apple says chocolate milk is out in some stores. There's a chocolate shortage. Okay. Cheryl's talking about some of the coffee beans being affected. Yeah. D. Noble saying here in British Columbia, Canada, we have many shelves empty with several items not being in stock for months now. Okay. And yeah, so there are some disruptions, but it is not catastrophe. Okay. Maria's saying, love the nails. Thank you. The borders remind me of Japan. I know, right? Isn't that very cool? I love Japanese craftsmanship. It's just gorgeous. Oh yeah, you can make homemade butterscotch. Oh, I used to 20 years ago, back when we had no money, I used to make homemade toffee. That was good stuff. Okay. Well, let's just have a look about the shortages right here. Colleen is saying the Costco shortages of paper products nationwide, so I read. Fair enough. Fair enough. Knight of Swords, they are working on it. They're very much working on it. There is much effort going to trying to ramp the economy back up. And this is sort of normal. I mean, we have disruptions and then we recover. There are other disruptions that happen. So, okay, 10 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Swords. See, it starts out here. This is the card for the reading. And they're trying to get the they're actively working, putting in extra effort, try to get things ramping back up, gathering materials into the right places, making decisions to try to work this out. And there will be, maybe there are small disruptions, not quite what I wanted, but ultimately, yeah, I've got what I want. Things work out, and all of this extra effort, it isn't necessary. It won't be necessary. So, and there's no major arcana here. Okay, so Sauna. Okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, and there are good days ahead. All right, so I will. We'll jump in here at 16 and a bit. Where are we? All right, yesterday we were going to talk about, actually, let me, before I get into shortages. Okay, so I've made a point about that, but I need to go in and figure out what time I started talking about it. All right, so 16:30. Renee had a question yesterday. It was at the end of yesterday, but it was very good, but I didn't feel like I could give it the time it needed. Renee was asking, apparently in New Hampshire, the GOP House Rep left the GOP and is now a Democrat. Will other GOP members of the Senate or House switch parties? So I just want to read in general on, are we going to get much switching of parties? And I mean, this morning I was reading an article. It just made me shake my head. It was about how Democrats might be taking Latinos in southern Texas for granted, in that many of them are very conservative. And I was reading through the article, and it was just talking about how conservative they are and how they were Trump supporters. And I'm just like, what? So anyway. Oh my gosh, what was that? Lynn was saying, you sound so Canadian. From one scorpion to another, it's a good thing. Oh, that's a compliment. Thank you. Is it my accent? Is it the way I talk? Am I almost as nice as Canadians? So I mean, Sienna Rose is just the sweetest person. Oh, card fell. Hold, please. Little celebration. There you go. All right. Jean says Trumpism has infested all of our communities. Well, that's true. Kay Williams is saying, when I lived in San Antonio, most Latinos were conservative. Okay. Claudia says, I think it's a minority of Latinos that are conservative. Okay. Cece Ryder says, the same problem in Florida. Latino vote in California. The Latino vote in California is not the same as Texas and in Florida. Understand. Colleen saying many Latinx are evangelical. Fair enough. But I was just, really? Did you not notice the with the bars and the little kids? Didn't notice, huh? Hello, Sabina. Okay. So we're like 1930 now. Is there going to be much changing of parties? Are more? Well, specifically, it says, are more GOP members going to leave the party? I'm feeling a lot of frustration, but not necessarily leaving. Justice, balance of power. giving the left free rein. It's also a matter of there's a lot of litigious stuff coming down the pike the rest of this year and into next year. So don't forget, next month, the middle of next month, starting around, I think, the 8th and going through maybe the 16th, so like right in the middle of the month, in October, it's like 4 or 5 planets are suddenly going to start. They've been in retrograde, and they're suddenly going, and they stopped, and they're going to suddenly start going forward. So all of that energy is going to just I don't know the best way to describe it. These waves of energy are going to just suddenly go whoosh. So a lot may start coming out and coming forward then. Changing parties. 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 3 of Swords, Page of Wands, Hierophant. Well, they went this far to the right partially because it was jump on the bandwagon to get votes and power and what have you. More to heck with morals. That's kind of what this was. And it didn't work because Democrats have been winning elections overall. This is a lot of heartache where they are. But this is that far right message, and that's institutions. So there's a lot of heartache here. But this isn't, right here, these are not 2 cards of switching. Let me see what else I can get. And this piece of paper cannot sit there because it keeps getting in my way. GOP members switching sides. Renee says today, GOP House Rep from Ohio said he's not running for re-election because of the toxicity in the party, and says that Trump is a cancer in the party. Yep. GOP switching over the Democratic side, or quitting, but switching over. Well, there's definite momentum, and it's not the runaway horses on Fox News, or the runaway horses on Fox News. 5 of Wands, 2 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. Just still scrabbling on being awful. Far right messaging, far right communication, squabbling, making far right policies. Yeah, mostly they're just sinking on that Trump Titanic. Most of them are. You keep thinking it's easy to think, well, come on, someone's going to come to they're going to come to their senses eventually. Sort of, but they've gone this far, and it's going to take them seriously losing elections, not just this last time, which they can say, oh, it's a fluke. Midterms are always the other party takes over. It's only if we go out and vote and just electorally bury them that they're finally going to be like, oh. So Renee says, in other words, they'll charge forward over the cliff. Yeah. Gary's saying that, and by the way, if I sound disgusted, it's never at you. It's at these people and what they do. Gary's saying Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota. Oh, this, you know, this sentence is going to be good. Intends to ignore church-state separation and use the government to promote biblical values in public schools. This isn't likely to turn out well. Biblical values, huh? Really? So you'll be giving big chunks of your income to charity then, right? You'll be, downsizing. You'll be really spending more time in spiritual meditation, prayer. Spend more time in prayer, and of course paying to Caesar what is owed to Caesar. So you'll be paying your taxes and giving lots to charity, right? Because your great leader is the biggest hippie to ever hippie. So you'll be giving up all your guns, all of them, all of your guns. I'm sorry, Yahshua of Nazareth, Jesus, did not believe in guns at all, not a bit. If you are her, you turn the other cheek. Biblical values, huh? Anyway. Thank you, Lynn. There was something else I was going to mention. Oh, someone earlier on, it flew by. I didn't get a chance to say anything. But someone said, but with your growing popularity, what happens when there are 200 questions? You are adorable. And thank you for that. I wish I could thank you personally. I don't remember who I didn't notice. It went by so quickly. I didn't see exactly who said that. But that is very sweet of you. I do not have growing popularity. I really don't. My views are, if anything, kind of down. I used to get up to like 500 or 600. Now we're like 360. I made it to 11,000 subscribers, and it's done nothing since then. It's flatlined. So you're very sweet, and I appreciate you. But there's no growing. There's no growing popularity here. But I'm just happy to be here with you. So. Okay. Okay. 2830. 2830, Arlene was asking, excuse me. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Do you see Trump or any of his family leaving the U.S. anytime soon? And I'm guessing you mean for a significant amount of time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at that. Oh, you guys are wonderful. Thank you. I'm finding just more and more the most important thing in life is just the vibration level. It just is. With dealing with people who you want around you, what you deal with, what you think about, what you work on, just the higher vibration, lower vibration. And we are in a very physical world, so it's not really possible to just always be on, this great, everything's perfect. No, that's not what I mean. But just what you have in your life. Highest vibration possible. That's what matters. Good people. Okay. Pollywan is asking, will Trump and his family flee to the new kingdom of Magistan? There we go. Magistan. Our country's made of cheese. Grift and hypocrisy. Of Trump we sing. I do want justice, but I'll tell you, I'm just so done with these people. Oh no, they're not going anywhere. Who just Pegasus just said Trump can't flee, he's being watched, I'm sure. This is a big old you're not going anywhere. Ace of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. Temperance. Six of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. Oh, there's so basically the Temperance is in the middle. It's in a 3, 5, 7 card spread like this. It's the card in the middle that has the most power, has the most punch to it. And this is Temperance. This is you're not going anywhere. There's what happened with all the money. It starts with one investigation or one court case is what this feels like. But it becomes more and more and more and more and more. To the point where it gets to the point where judges have to start saying, you can't go anywhere. No, you just can't. So you have how many cases pending against you? You're not going anywhere. That's what I want to ask. 33. 33. Will Trump ever be, this is the term, is it remanded to custody? Is it held, what will he ever be held in a jail? Not talking about the sentences and all, but will ever be held in a jail, as in booked? As in sleeping inside a jail. Well, Donald J. for Genius Trump spend a night inside a jail. And I don't want to hear about special circumstances, former president. I don't care. He's a person. We don't have kings. We had a revolution about it. Heck, George Washington turned down the job. Various prosecutors. And there's overlap of information. So when this group of prosecutors gets information for this case, people in this case can say, hey, can you share that? There's going to be a lot of that going on. Unfortunately, well, some of it's now, but a lot of it's going to be in the future. Whoo, boy. Tower. Temperance. 6 of... Talk about a mixed bag of energy. It feels like yes. That's yes. It's the tower. This is Trumpy Tower falling down. Bye bye grifter. That's that, but it's right next to Temperance. I wonder if him possibly having to be held for any amount of time, if he's not going to be able to get anything except stuff that's actually prescribed to him, and if that might be a problem. Because even if you were held for a few days, depending on what you've been doing with yourself, that could be a problem. Hello, Clarence. We're going to have some Donald Trump himself just being forced to spend at least one overnight in jail. And with possibly some kind of entertainment only, allegedly, maybe some withdrawal issues going on. Knight of Wands. I was just thinking, well, I think we can all agree that the most, if something like that were to happen, the most likely person for that to happen to would be Junior. And ding, card reading Junior. Ace of Wands, High Priestess, Two of Wands. Get me out of here. There's some secret stuff here. I'm getting some medical, like him having to have to admit to some medical personnel that he's takes something he's not supposed to be taking. Because it's, okay, this is more interesting than I thought it would be. Steve says, sentence him to home confinement in one of Jared's properties. That would be awful. Sandy's asking, will Melania visit him in jail? Yeah, no. So said, yeah, no. Three of Wands. Get me out of here, get me out of here. Medical help, justice. America, we'll see. All right, I'm just going to leave that alone because I'm starting into areas I would want to, I don't know, maybe I'll have to see if Lori wants to come on over and read with me, or Jen Lynn or someone, Rebecca or someone can have a look at that, because that energy is, I don't like when things they seem too good to be true. So I like it's like the trust. Trust is consistent behavior over time. Energy, when the energy gives consistent answers and then suddenly it's a slightly different answer, it's like, okay, I'll keep an eye on that, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay. At 39:30, well, more like 40. Okay, Polly 1 had a question. 40. Will viruses end globalization? and lead to national and personal self-sufficiency with restricted travel, trade, and closing of borders. Ending globalization. Okay, let's have a look. Will viruses, will this be an end to globalization? The roots of globalization are vast. I mean, for example, one of the reasons that I heard that at the time, one of the reasons the border between the US and Canada had to reopen as quickly as it did after 9/11 was because of pigs. Because they create all the piglets, or generally speaking, they create the bulk of the piglets up in Canada and then ship them south to be grown full size and slaughtered. And you didn't have enough piglets here, and you had too many there, and globalization is vast, and things are broken up between countries that you wouldn't even think about. And I hate thinking about those poor little piglets. But then again, I'm vegan. Katie says, I don't think so, not with the internet being mainstream. I would think so too. But let's see. High Priestess, higher wisdom. Yeah, that could, it is higher wisdom and secrets. Or things hidden. I mean, occult means hidden knowledge. That's what the word means. That's a lot. But let's see what we got here. 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, Judgment, and Queen of Swords. Trying to go it alone. There are too many people, is what it feels like. There are too many people. People get used to a certain quality of life, and you start limiting that down. I mean, you'd think for global reasons we would want to start limiting some of that down, but the more isolated we get, the harder it is on economies. And I'm not saying this is what I want. I'm saying this is what the cards are saying. And there's judgment, and there are better ways to distribute. These are the people making judgments about where things can go, where things should go, how to organize, how to, and yeah, they should do more local stuff. We all should do more local stuff. But I don't see an end to globalization. I really don't. And with electronics, I mean, heck, electronics are built, the materials are gathered in far-flung places, and things are built in certain areas and then shipped in other areas. And don't come for me say, like, this is what I want. No. Don't come for me. Just reading the cards, the energy. Okay. All right. Oh, Hippie Gypsy, I'm going to get on your channel early tomorrow. I have a question. Well, I am looking forward to it because you always have good questions. All right. So what is next here? 44. Okay, Grateful Annie has a question about a tsunami. Do you see a tsunami from the earthquake swarms of the Spanish volcano? See, I don't know Spanish, so I'm going to butcher this, but I will attempt to say it. Forgive me. Cumbre Vieja? Spanish volcano. Tsunami from the swarm of earthquakes from the Spanish volcano. and I'm handing this right over. We're handing this off to. I know I sound like a crazy person when I talk about my guides, but I think we all have guides. Hand this off my guides because what do you think? What do you see? I'm seeing fairly calm waters. Let's see what the cards say. Ace of Swords. Okay. Relatively dark smoke. We have little mountainy looking background there. We have little bits of smoke and flame. Energy of the card goes upward. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Devil. Yeah, living near volcanoes has always been a anywhere near volcanoes has always been a dicey proposition. Star. 6 of I'm getting some there's it ends here. I've got the devil at the beginning, I've got the death card at the end, but what I've got here, this is not a tsunami. And this is dynasty, families with wealth, people who have good situations. They're earthquakes damaging, maybe the volcano itself damaging. But in the star, the water here is quite calm. I mean, she's even standing on it. I mean, she's not really, but if you look, that's what it looks like. And she's got control of it. It's a little water here or there, but it's not. That's what I've got. If I had the 2 of Swords or 2 of Pentacles here in the middle, the guy who's going, and the water in the background is doing this, I'd be like, oh. But does anybody know anything about this? Okay. Oh, that's what I'm getting. I hope that helps. I really don't know more than that, I'm afraid. I have to look it up. Thank you for the question. Okay. Alicia had a question. Going back to politics, 4830. Will many red states turn blue because of GOP policies? Will any? Let's see here. Oh, Krakatoa. Whew. That's a word to put the fear into any heart of anybody who knows history. Goodness, Michael says, I saw a tidal wave when I was 3 on Maui. Oh my gosh. Glad you're okay. Man. All right, red states. 4930. In the U.S., red states will turn blue. Because wouldn't it be great if do you guys remember what the electoral map looked like when Reagan won? That I think it was his second term, and Dukakis only got like one state or something ridiculous, or something like that. Wouldn't it be great to see all of that but blue? It's hard to believe there was a point at which they would alternate colors, even on the news, as to, well, tonight the Democrats are red and the Republicans are blue, and tonight it's the other way around, and tonight it's the other way around. And whereas now it's like, my party has one color, you know. I'll just stop there. It could go very dark very quickly. Fool. Yeah, it's foolish if you're still following the neo-fascist. When this is not Oklahoma, it'll be a miracle here. I hear you. Yeah, when Oklahoma goes blue, I'm gonna need a I don't drink, but I'm gonna need a stiff drink and a little lie down too. To rethink the universe. Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Moon, Major Arcana, anybody? Knight of Pentacles, Hierophant. Republicans, they are fighting to keep state governments and all kind of gerrymandering. This, yeah, okay. We have not hit our Pluto return in the U.S. yet, so the grinding between the two sides is going to continue for a while. As a matter of fact, there's a piece of paper I could make a note on. What are you? Ah, perfect. Oh, look. I'll pull this up for tomorrow. The Reagan blowout electoral charts versus now in astrology, because that was very much a, I mean, if I draw a little set of scales here, right now the scales, they're not perfectly balanced. There's the Democrats, they're more, but there's this argument and they're close. Whereas when Reagan won, that was a big thing, and so I'll pull this up for tomorrow. And the other one was date and years. Oh, dates, years for the U.S. charts. When will things get better? Okay. All right, so I will look that up and talk about that tomorrow. Things get better. All right. I'll take care of that. But for now, there's too much grinding between the two sides. So, okay. Oh, interesting, Steve. Linda says, I can't get the song White Rabbit out of my head lately. Oh, I was listening to the new NCT song this morning. It was okay. It's not their best, my opinion. But after that, before I came on, I suddenly had Captain and Tennille stuck in my head. The songs sound nothing alike. And I'm like, how can I go from K-pop to Captain and Tennille? What the... So, yeah. Okay. What is next? 55. Okay, well-being and health is asking, Will corporations start paying their fair share of taxes in the next couple of years? Okay. Will corporations? Did you see AOC's dress at the Met Gala? Cat Shepherd says squeaky clean earworms. Yes. Oh dear, not them. Corporations start paying their fair share of taxes in the next couple of years. So soon. I saw some article that was saying the U.S. corporations pay, but people pay the highest taxes in the U.S. of anywhere, and I'm just like, excuse me, no. I mean, just on the face of that, it's like, hello, Japan, UK, excuse you. And corporations, no. Most large corporations are paying nearly nothing. Meanwhile, they're paying their workers a pittance, which forces them onto public welfare. So we end up paying. Get me started. Too late. Corporations start paying their fair share. Oh, patriotism. Yeah, it's patriotism. Help pay for the roads and the schools and the hospitals and the infrastructure. Knight of Cups. All right. Democrats fighting for the realm. Queen of Swords. Could be lawmakers. Six of Cups. Help. This is what you'll see more and more from the coming generations, at least for quite a while. It's a more sense of let's work together, more Aquarian ideals. Three of Pentacles, that's the plan. Knight of Wands. That's the plan that would work. This is what's coming in the long term. Over the next couple of years, you're still smacking up against the right wing politics, the right wing and the ultra right wing. It'd be great if we could move forward on this, but okay. Okay, 58. 58. All right, Steve had a question about Joe Manchin. Do Manchin's constituents have a clue to his daughter's wealth and her role in the life-saving EpiPen price hikes, not to mention her own salary? Okay, well, full disclosure, I lived in Parkersburg, West Virginia, off and on the whole time I was growing up. I lived in Parkersburg. I lived in Vienna. Vienna, West Virginia is right next to Parkersburg back in the 70s and 80s. My parents built a house each time. Had a house built each time. And the first one was up on this really, really, really steep hill that was generally just called the Camel's Back. So we lived on Camel's Back. It had an actual name, but that wasn't it. But everyone just called it the Camel's Back because it was some hills relatively, and there was just this one whoosh, and we lived up there. And then we lived over in Chadwick Square, which was like blocks away. There was an atrium in the house, in the middle of the house. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's cool, but it was really weird. It was just open concept, except for the bedrooms. And right in the center of all of it was this great big ficus tree. Why ficus tree? And skylights. It was the 80s. It was a thing. The house is still there. I've looked in Google Earth. But anyway, first place I ever worked was a used bookstore in Parkersburg. So anyway. All right, Manchin's constituents. Do you realize Manchin's daughter, what she's done, who she is? Kevin's saying, do I remember correctly, Autumn, you were born in Springfield? No, I was born in Philadelphia, actually. Like the country. I was only there for about 6 months, but yeah. Anybody did anybody here from West Virginia? Do we have any insight here? Deborah says they were big back then. I typed real estate ads touting the atriums. Basically, it was just some skylights in one place. So they think she's being held accountable in some way. Charles says, I love the smell of books, Autumn. Oh, you and me both. Oh, sorry, thanks. Oh, no, thank you. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 2 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. They're not really paying attention. Is anybody else picking up on this? Because I'm getting she's not the one in power. Like they'll attack Hunter Biden. The Republicans they'll attack Hunter Biden, but not her. So Scotia Sweetie. I like that. Scotia Sweetie. Will the Manchin family face accountability? Oh my gosh. Boy, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? I mean, I'll put some cards on it, but the Manchin family, will they face accountability? Ooh, that sounds rather dark. Manchin. Joe Manchin. Will they face accountability? There's a burden. Ooh, 8 of Wands. Sitting pretty right in the middle. I'm not seeing accountability. I'm seeing a burden. I'm seeing the right wing saying he's not right wing enough, whereas on the left we're pulling our hair out about him. I've got it's sitting pretty, and I've got things going a little dodgy here. That's not the kind of We'll have to look more in depth in future. So. Oh, and I don't know why I'm mentioning this. I'm going to mention it anyway. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the Archangel Gabriel. So that's what's around my neck. I don't know why I'm telling you that. I just felt like I should say that. There we go. All right. 10430. Oh, and by the way, speaking of astrology, my chart is not a secret. Not a secret at all. I've shown it on here. If you want that information, you like astrology, you want to plug it in somewhere, you can go to town. My chart is just my chart, and I just try to be the best version of it that I can be. So just, it helps a lot when dealing with people or working with people, dealing with people, friendships, let alone dating. To just have to know what that astrology is. It's like, is this are we gonna get along? Or are we not gonna get along? It's good to check, at least to kind of get a sense of what you're dealing with. So you can also appreciate. So some things that might be annoying, you might be like, oh, that's kind of annoying. But if you're like, hey, I can see that, I know you've got, Pluto right there. That's why you're super intense about that one thing. You be your Pluto best. It helps. Thank you, Cheryl. That's very kind. Thank you. Debbie says my cousin called my chart a bucket pattern. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like a bowl. Half circle. But it's maybe got higher sides and it's got a handle. So yeah. Okay. All right. 106. Greta was asking. 106. Earl says, I've got a feeling you're too picky. Me? I'm going to read them. I'm going to anyway, moving on. Holly says multiple astrologers have told me that my chart is very unusual. No earth signs. I don't have any earth signs either. So you and me, Holly. Which is probably why the 2 longest relationships I had in my life were both with earth signs. And why now I'm just like, I'm not sure. But apparently Charles thinks I'm too picky. Okay. Freedom to Vote Act. Will the Freedom to Vote Act be passed by the Democratic senators? If so, how, when? Freedom to Vote Act. Is that the one from, is that the one, let me look it up. Freedom to Vote Act. Is in fact, Freedom to Vote Act summary. Is that the one Manchin's behind? The Manchin-Klobuchar bill could save democracy, says The Atlantic. 3 days ago, today was a big day at the Capitol. Senate Democrats led by Senator Amy Klobuchar introduced the Freedom to Vote Act. The bill is a successor. Come on, there we go. Today, it is a successor to the popular For the People Act, which passed the House in March but hit a Republican brick wall in the Senate. It's a strong bill. Blah, blah, blah. Momentum, best chance for democracy. Sponsors with Klobuchar include Joe Manchin and President Biden has said he'll work to change filibuster rules to pass this bill. Please make it easier for people to vote. Okay, here we go. All right. The Freedom to Vote Act. Yeah, because it's very upsetting that the people not being able to vote. Six of Wands, 10 of Swords, Page of Cups, King of Swords, Hermit. I don't like this. Back to the drawing board. We've got to stop we have to stop voting rights being limited out in the states. And this is sooner rather than later. and this is legislators, but then I've got a hermit. Not necessarily liking that. Dave says it's another watered down bill that keeps a loophole in the middle. Jeez. We need to be able to vote. Freedom to Vote Act. Three of Pentacles. Hierophant. Nine of Wands. Strength. I'm getting a will eventually be able to do things that stop these state limits on voting and whatnot, but it's in the future. That's what I'm getting. I wish I was getting something better. Do check with other readers. So, thank you, Christine. Thank you, everybody. Oh, he says I love reading too. I do too. It's so you get involved and you're in these amazing places, but at the same time, it's quiet. It's perfectly quiet where you are. It's lovely. Charles, you've got me thinking now. I have a feeling you're too picky. I don't actually know what you mean by that. And actually, there's nobody in my life who has said that. Literally, there's nobody, none of my friends, no one in my family, nobody has said I'm too picky. You also have to understand, I just got out of a 20-year marriage that was so I do have standards for my friends. And I give a lot. It's my nature. And I've only got so much energy to go around. That's the hardest thing about running this channel is it's trying to keep up with the messages I get from you guys, because I'm so grateful you're here. Kevin says he amended the statement to selective. No, I understand that. I can't give all of you as much as I want to, as far as my time and energy and all of that. But no, as far as who, hopefully I'll meet a man someday, and we'll be friends first, and because that's just how that's going to work. Thank you, Marby. But who I ultimately will be with, I just need the one. I'm only looking for one person, one man, so yeah, I've got character matters, and it'll help. If the astrology is good, that will help a lot. I've learned that the hard way. So anyway, Lecter says, you're here every day. You give us enough. Don't sweat it. Oh, thank you for that. But I wish I could give more. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, being selective isn't a bad thing. Having standards. But I like people. So anyway. All right. 1:14:30. We've got more to read on even. 1:14:30. What does Trump fear most? Sue is asking. Ooh. What does Trump fear most? Prison, loss of money, loss of relevance or attention, or something else? Thank you, guys. Sherry says when you find your soulmate, it's not an easy replacement. Oh, I understand. I think my soulmate's still out there. Money and attention. So what does Trump fear most? Thank you, guys. Scotia Sweetie, love that name. Scotia Sweetie saying narcissist, so I think attention. Okay. Oh, Kitty. Kitty says, after a horrible divorce, I actually sat down and wrote a letter to God specifying my requirements for a mate. Believe it or not, he literally knocked on my front door 44 happy years ago. Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. I love stories. I love that. I absolutely love that. I love to hear that you have that. The world is a better place. Oh, that's sweet. All right, but now we're going down into the muck of Trump. What do you fear the most? He can always get attention. It's money. Money is his. This happens a lot with people who are narcissists and other sociopaths. They don't get the endorphins from like being loved, the love, the appreciation, the feeling. They don't get that. So from early on, they start using money as a guide. Like if I've made this amount of money, then this was the right thing to do, or I was successful. And they start basing everything good and bad is based on that. Velma's mama always said, with the wrong man, you can do no right. Ain't that the truth? With the right man, you can do no wrong. Aw. Desrat says, Trump fears mostly being found out who he really is. Oh, Cat. Bless. Oh, yeah, I'm fine alone. Yeah, happy to be here with you. There's Trump, and we're here with Trump's energy. Ding! Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Empress, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. Really? Really? Thank you, Velma's mama. Okay. How do I put this? There are two things he fears most. One has to do with losing his money. And this is specifically how he views Ivanka. Ivanka losing her money. Him losing his money, Ivanka losing her money. This over here is symbolic. And let's just say he's grossing up my cards, and I don't want to go there. Ew. Okay. 120. Okay. CC Ryder had a question. Does the CIA have evidence on Trump she has not been able to disclose? Cece, I don't know what your native language is, but I love that. I love that you called the CIA a she. CIA should be a she. CIA would be better if it was a she. Don't you think? Oh, sorry. CC Ryder says, original question, does CIA Director Haspel have information she can't disclose? Well, we'll have Trump evidence on Trump she can't disclose. Okay, so we're actually reading on Gina Torture Lady. Okay. Does CIA, what was it? Director? Yes. Director Haspel. Evidence on Trump she's not been able to disclose. Okay. Got it. And we're at 121. All right, so this is a whole different kettle of gross. Whole other barrel of muck. Gina Torture Lady is that's what I call Gina Haspel. And if you're wondering, just go to Google, type in Gina Haspel, Haspel, yeah, and put in the word torture. Hit search if you dare, and you'll understand why I call her Gina Torture Lady. So does she have information on Trump that she's not been able to disclose? She's scary. She's very scary. I mean, we're over in Cheney, and we're over in the Cheney direction, only more so. That's like super Cheney. Temperance. Okay. Oh, so she's been trying to not be a torture lady? I don't know. Mega, ma'am, please take my question. Oh, it's first come, first serve, I'm afraid. But I'm here every single day of the year. So, and just if you wouldn't mind coming back on a different day, just come early and put your questions in the chat in all caps, please. And you don't. No one ever has to pay for any of these readings. This is all general political stuff. Okay, 2 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Justice, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. She's been asked. This is a decision, and this is evidence. Justice, and then she's been asked a lot of information. I wonder if this didn't start back. Gosh, didn't start back with Mueller and all of that. And other requests for information since. So will any of this come out? Thank you, Falmouth Mom. I appreciate you. And Michael says, try to get that evidence and you'll see national security issues resound. Mueller does not have what she has. That's true. Michael is wise. Whew. So are we going to see any of this stuff? Page of Cups. Okay, this is like the first year of Biden's administration. Or it's a very naive person. So let's see what the other cards say. Chariot, 6 of Pentacles, King of Swords. Heavily redacted, but yeah, she's gonna have to turn over some stuff. There's aggressive. These are committees. These are committees. These are court cases. These are. Yeah, they'll give up a little bit, but it's heavily redacted. Michael is wise. It will be more black bars than written text. So Can I get out of this energy now? Ugh. Ugh. There are some things that are necessary for national security, and there are some things that are not. Electra says she's still the head of the CIA. I don't know. But I was, if she isn't, I was just thinking the stuff that she gathered while she was there. That's really what I was focused on. What stuff that she knows about. So if she's there or not now, I don't know. So, okay. We are at 126. Are we going to find out about the FBI? It's a question from M. Kelpie. 126. Are we going to find out the FBI is tainted due to current revelations of mishandling of, abuse cases? Current revelations about the mishandling of abuse cases. She left in March. Good. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate it. And thank you for that information, Rita. Yeah. CC Ryder has a quote from the book Peril. Haspel said Trump was, quote, acting out like a 6-year-old, unquote, after the 2020 election. Open quote. We are on the way to a right-wing coup. The whole thing is insanity, unquote. Haspel said, the book adds. Okay, thank you. Well, the head of the CIA since March has been William Burns. We haven't looked at him. Okay. FBI. Relations. What's going on here? Oh, like them not investigating the allegations to do with like USA Gymnastics and things like that. So the question is, are we going to find out the FBI is tainted? Because they allegedly dropped the ball in a huge way on people who are incredibly vulnerable. All right, so all right, FBI. I'm getting some review. I've got people got past this before that they shouldn't have, but the investigators and all they're going to be. This is really going through the backlog, getting the burden, taking things more seriously. The old way of doing things is going to change somehow. That's what the energy's saying. Let's see. Electra says, as a black woman, the FBI has always been tainted to my people. We don't trust them at all. Dave says the FBI is half fascist, like I've said 100 times or more. It's disgusting. Knight of Wands, fascists. You're not there to be fascist. They're there to be in law enforcement. Letting corruption go through. There's going to be a lot more scrutiny. That's what I'm getting. I know it's not necessarily what we want to hear, but I am getting more scrutiny. This is making a difference. So are things going to change? That's good. Hanged Man. Thief card. Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like things are going to change. Things are going to change, and these are the different types of things that have been kind of let slide before that they're going to come under more scrutiny now, for what it's worth. If I had a wand, I would happily piff, puff, poof. Racism is gone. Please. No children are hungry. Please. All right. 131. And COA backup was asking any ETA on indictments on anyone from 45's crew. It seems like it's taking forever. Well, we'll just have to look at how the energy is going. I like I said, I think the astrology looks. I'm not an expert astrologer. I look at it a lot, but I cannot pretend to be an expert. But it looks like mid-October there's gonna be a whole bunch of there's gonna be a huge energetic forward push. So that would make sense. Oh, thank you. I'm Kelpie. So 132. Any ETA on indictments? All right, Trump family. Where are you? There are people angry. They're angry. They're angry with each other. Some of them aren't talking to each other. Standing with their backs to each other. Purposely ignoring. Some of them are purposely ignoring some of the others. I'm specifically looking at the 3 older children and Trump. Indictments, charges. Okay, 2 of Cups. Different court, different prosecutors, different investigators in different places working together. In the way that, like, Letitia James started working with Cy Vance, that kind of thing. Chariot, Judgment, Empress, Justice. Ace of Pentacles. I think it's coming. Can you say Major Arcana? The loud chariot, rushing forward, investigation, movement forward, judgment is coming. America, seeing right in the middle, all of America coming down. Justice about their money, the big bulk of their money. Dang. Dang. Good gracious. So, yeah, it's coming. And it's not going to be small. Major Arcana. This probably has the biggest energy of everything I've read today. It's just like, whoa, okay. Yeah, Scotia Sweetie, full house of Major Arcana, exactly. Okay, and I'm going to sneak in one more. 134.45. Well, 135. I'll just throw this in. Because somebody was Cash was reading on this. Cash Peters, he's so great. Was asked, and so he went back and read on this again. The question was, is Epstein still alive? And so I got this question here, and then he got that question. So I thought I would just I'll pull a few more cards. But what I keep getting, I've been getting a consistent answer about Epstein, that he is no longer with us, that he is in a very condensed place. Epstein. Where are you? He's okay, here's the thing. Did you guys see the other day the I've been, or actually today and recently I've been putting up, the covers have been an abstract kind of tarot idea. And there's this one in particular. I'm just going to pull this up and I'll show you. I'll share. Actually, let me turn this off. Share screen, window, picture, share. Okay, see that? And you see this death card here, where you've got these layers that are increasingly dark. Well, there's the divine, very, very high vibration, and then decreasing, and then we're kind of here. And then when we leave, when our souls leave these physical vessels, which are how our souls can move about at this level, when we leave these precious vessels behind, we either can go, because we're always connected to the divine, we either can ascend, pass on, rise, or if you, while you've been in this vessel, you have just lowered your vibration lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, and you've just been a disgusting waste of oxygen and the definition of a despicable human being. When you go out of, you leave your body, you don't rise, you actually go down to the more compacted level with the vibrations lower and lower. So he's in one of those dark, he's one of the more compacted levels right now. There's no sense of time on the other side, but that's what I pick up on. And he's still connected to the divine. He still has that thread of connection. I call it a trickle charge. He's that far down, but he's still got that connection, but it's gonna have to, his system's gonna have to build back up until it reboots. The system reboots and he realizes what he's done, and he can start dealing with it, and he can start rejoining the collective eventually. But the problem is where he is, it's so compacted down. And this is why when people start talking about demons and devils and Satan and all of this, it's just like, I've never seen that. It's what I do have picked up on is basically just gunk, astral gunk. And sometimes you'll get some people who are in these compacted levels who are, they become parasites. If he just, I think when he first crossed over, he was kind of in a state of shock. And so he was just, I was just seeing him, it was just very, very, very dark, but he was just kind of standing still. And now when I reach my energy out toward him, it's like he's trying to move, but he's desperate for that low level energy. So he starts trying to be scary, or trying to look scary or something to get a reaction so he can feed off of that negative energy. And it's like, yeah, I'm not messing with you. Pathetic. And he can stay down there if he chooses to. I don't think he will be there forever, but has he passed on? Yeah. Ten of Cups, and the world is, I'm sorry, the world's a better place for him not being in it. Temperance, Knight of Swords, Three of Swords. If he had, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that, but the point is he's dead as a doornail. And if you think about him, if you send energy to him, he's a parasite right now. Just so you know, he will try to scare you or try to get attention and make himself look big, and all this garbage. He's a pathetic worm. Ignore him. Kitten, you are not a pathetic worm. You are the positive energy generator. You are the cuteness. Oh, you are the cuteness. Yes, you are. Oh, look at that. Look at that good boy. Look at that precious. Oh, would you like on there? Yes, you would like on that desk. Yes. And that's going to do it for me for today. Oh, the kitten. Hi. How are you? You are a good boy. Yes, you are. You are the precious one. Hi. All right, guys. Well, it is 2:00 here in 2:01 here in Chicago. At the tone, it will be 2:01 here in Chicago. Ding. At 4:00, I will be over at the Book Art Media channel, where we do creative stuff every day. Hi. Bring your creative projects and just work. We just work on our creative projects. I get nothing from it. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You don't have to do anything. Just come on over to the Book Art Media channel, and we'll just put some creative energy in the world. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and then I will be back tomorrow. And I will look up those astrology things so we can go over them early on, about when things will get better in the U.S. astrologically, and then how Reagan what was happening astrologically that Reagan was able to get such a blowout, whereas the likelihood of that happening right now is like none. So, Mandy's saying, "Why did you ignore me?" Ignore what? Mandy, your question was first. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. All right. I'll see you at 4:00 over on Book Art Media, or I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. You can you can relax. You are a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, you are. You are a good boy. Precious. Don't lay on the buttons. All I ask is don't lay on the buttons. He's like, he's fine. Okay. All right. Oh, the kitty.